get on now. And there is a message. I did a brief message this morning, and the Spirit said there's more. There's more for us to cover regarding this. You saw the message up front. You have everything that you need. You have all the resources. You have all of the opportunity right now to just be so grateful and to really be able to move forward. But you're feeling stuck. And based on your circumstances and how divine has really moved in your life, literally there is no reason for you to be feeling stuck. So you're wondering why, what's going on? How in the world is this possible, considering how blessed I am, considering how amazing things are around me? So God heard you, feel you, your spirit team, everybody's there. And on this channel, as you know, first of all, hey. I'm Dr. Princess-Odilia. I'm your soul's journey doc, and my life's true purpose is to help you reach your life's true purpose. And guess what? That's going to happen. I believe that transformation is so, and that is done by choosing to be guided. So today, this whole feeling of being stuck, this came out earlier. There's something that you're enabling. It says there is someone you're helping, or are you helping them? Okay. In reality, you may be enabling them to continue in negative patterns and never take full responsibility for themselves. Step back and let things play out. Step back and let things play out. Release attachments. So you may have to pull away from somebody who has a negative energy, who is carrying an energy that causes for you to spiral even in your mindset, in your mind, and you're wondering why. So this energy can also cause for there to be a stagnation in how you're moving. You found that your momentum was great. You had a smooth and great momentum, and then all of a sudden the momentum was kind of tapered off, and you're wondering, how did I slow down? Where did something change? I don't know where things changed, but something changed in my environment. And it's literally, oh wow, Spirit, what just came to me is, what I describe in the books, Pregnant in the Spirit, when someone is a spiritual abortionist. It's like somebody that you are enabling, they have their own journey, but you're not addressing the situation with them. You're doing too much with them, and you need to pull back. Yes, you need to pull back. And I just want to let you guys know, yes, oh wow. Oh, Spirit said take all of them. Wow, they just fell out. I did shut down today. I'm not going to give the room to people who think they can just talk negatively while we are in the middle of a word. I'm just not. Wrong place. This is not that. So we're just going to keep it quiet. That's what we're doing today. We're going to keep it quiet, and we're going to let the Spirit move. We don't have to do that. Okay? If you want a wonderful comment or something, then place it in the comment section in the video once it is posted. Until then, we're going to let the Spirit move, and we're not going to be distracted by people who are coming with these attached energies that got something negative to say and all of this. This is not that. I need people to be focused on the word that the Spirit is bringing. Okay? That's what we're doing. So it says here, cycles. So there is transformation and balance. Karma is approaching. Let go of the need to control. I was just sharing with somebody the other day. This enabling. And the Spirit is saying release attachments. Because you're over here getting blessed. Okay? You're over here getting blessed. The Spirit is moving in your life. You're getting blessed. But you holding on to somebody. Listen, somebody got karma coming. And I'm going to tell you, like I said to the person that I was speaking with the other day, when somebody has done something negative and they are caught up in a cycle of attack towards you, they're doing things towards you in your life, okay? Your spirit team already got that. You know, it's like when you got big brothers and they're gonna come and handle things for you, and they're like, little sis, go on home now, little bro, go on home, we got this. It's that type vibe. I need you to step away so we can handle this. So every time you keep going back in the pit of the lion's den, they keep pulling you out. You find out, you're like, dang, that happened quick. I didn't even know. I was stuck. I was in this situation, but the Spirit keeps pulling you out. Because you are enabling a situation from happening. You are enabling a situation in which in that scenario, the tower must fall. The tower has to fall. And God doesn't need you up in the mix, because you've already been protected. You did how you were guided to do. You stayed afloat. You walked in love. You walked in the truth. You did how you were guided to do. Relentlessly, you did. But yet and still, who you're enabling did not change. You can't change anybody. You can't try to control somebody. So you're causing yourself to be caught in cycles. But in this particular space, God wants it to be known and made clear to you, baby. That period of stagnation is over for you. You are in the flow of blessings. You really are. But you holding on to something that you are being guided to let go. Because karma is approaching. 10-10, it's the end of a cycle. It's done. Let it go. You let it go. Get out of the lion's den. They don't need you right now in that, okay? Because everybody has something that they have to, that they need to go through so that they can evolve, so that they can go to the next level. Even you. Don't allow for certain things that you may be in a cycle of addiction. I've been there. And in that cycle of addiction, whatever you're addicted to, don't allow for your mind to play tricks on you when God already said you good. You good. Everything is good. You have persevered. 777-28, that's 10 again. You have persevered. So see it through. You're feeling stuck in lack, but you're not. Because what's ahead for you is a blessing in disguise. It's good times. And this what you've experienced in this situation of being stuck. And this situation of, you've been going back to it. You've been going, and maybe it's not a person, but it's a thing. It's a habit. It's something that you've been going back to. You've been going back to. You keep coming back to it. And so it has you feeling overwhelmed and depressed inside, because you know that you feel, I'm better than this. I'm so much better than this. So why am I constantly reversing going back? That's okay, because right at this time you've manifested wisdom. What have you learned from that situation? Holy Spirit, what am I to experience in this moment now? That's the question that you ask. What am I to experience in this moment now? Don't beat yourself up. 6 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 and 7, which is 10 again. This is the end of a cycle all over this table. 3. The number 3 is also important. Trusting yourself. Trust the wisdom that you've gained as a result of the cycles. I remember when I was going through something where, y'all, I was smoking. Ha! Black and Miles, jazz. So like they were candy. As I was when I was on the couch with depression. Oh my gosh. I remember asking somebody, because they had one in their hand. I had never touched one before. And I asked for them to share theirs with me. I asked them, could I have it? Because the news they had just given me, like, blew my wig back. I couldn't believe it. I was devastated. And something you guys probably don't know, I had always, it seemed like my entire adult life, anytime there was stress and like, I had found myself in an abusive relationship or something, that person was addicted to something. And one of the things that they were addicted to would be cigarettes or alcohol. So I had a bright idea. Well, if it calms them down, maybe it'll calm me down. And I picked up one. I went from Newports for 2 seconds. Then I went to Virginia Slims, and I'll never forget going to Word of Faith Christian Center and saying to the touch group leader that I called for help one day, with a fresh pack of cigarettes sitting right next to me. I sat there and I asked her for prayer so that I could stop this addictive habit. And then my mom always told me, be honest with God and be honest with yourself. I'm thinking, well, God already know everything. What you mean? I mean, do I have to say it? Because God already knows. And so I decided to be honest with the touch group leader. And I said, listen, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm asking you for prayer. But when I get off this phone, I really cannot wait to go pick up that cigarette. And I would have cigarettes and a glass of wine, Virginia Slim, walking around like I was Marilyn Monroe or somebody. But in the closet. I didn't do it out in public at that time, right? I didn't do, dare not for somebody to see me doing that. But anyhow, I went back and forth with this situation. And it seemed like when things got really, really rough in a relationship, it would be kind of simple for me to pick up that cigarette, that habit, that thing. So in this particular case, somebody was smoking Black and Mild. And I had never, and I decided when they gave me the news they gave me that was devastating, I said, let me have it. They couldn't believe it. They said, what you want? I said, yes, I want that. Give me that. And I believe it was a jazz Black and Mild. And I'm telling you, that went from one day, the first day, to a long time of me smoking them things, okay? And I told myself that it was an actual cigar and it was better than picking up a cigarette. That's what I told myself. Okay? Whatever your situation is that you have found yourself constantly back into, Divine wants you to know that you are okay. Divine wants you to know that it is okay. That God is like a friend. Like super duper friend. Like you sit down, and I remember when you sit down and everything is good. God is not judging you like that. I remember when I was going through the recovery of a mass betrayal and being gaslit for years and people lying on me and all of this. I remember when I was in that situation. And the only thing that kept me alive, that kept me going, that allowed for me to continue that God had called me to do was the fact that God was right there. Right, I was co-creating with God while I was smoking the Black and Mild. And thank God for Joel Osteen, because I remember I was beating myself up because it seemed like a habit I could not break. Before, when I had stopped the cigarette thing for a little period of time, that I would do it in my secret place, all I had to do was say, enough times while I was doing it, I am not a smoker. I am not a smoker. I am not a smoker. And I wake up one day and I wasn't a smoker. But these things, I could not seem to let it go. I was smoke. The more I smoked, the more I smoked. I mean, and I didn't inhale. So I gave myself excuses because I didn't inhale. But when you do 6 of them a day for some years strong, I don't think whether you inhale that sucker or not, you was smoking black and mild. So that's what I was doing. But myself would have said, I'm not good enough to do the work. How can I even hear the work? But God stuck with me. Every day, Divine was right there like, Divine was right there like, you ready to connect? That's how I woke up in the morning. You ready to connect? And the Spirit was speaking to me. I would do my meditation, and then and I was healing the whole time. I did declare this for myself. One day, I'm going to look up and I'm not smoking these things. One day, I'm going to not remember when I stopped. I don't even know when it stopped because it's just going to happen. I allow myself to love on myself to continue moving in the process. Even though, y'all, I was broken. I was broken. I could not understand why any of the things happened that did. I couldn't understand why, how, when you really love. I didn't understand. God had to teach me about another aspect of life because all my life, for the first 45 years, I mean, that's how I handled life, was just love, 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 love. Don't worry. Nobody got consequences, really. You know, just love, 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 love. That's it. There's no consequences for coming from me because love, love, love. But God always handled that thing. Whatever the situation was, God always handled it. So in your situation, you've been feeling stuck. Spirit say, see it through. Keep going. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Don't let this or that stop. I love Joel Osteen when he said, just keep going. One day, when it's time, you'll know that it'll stop. I needed that. I couldn't handle the and you better stop and you better. I couldn't handle that because mentally I wasn't there. I was broken and I was already caught up in it. I was already in it. In it to win it. I didn't like it, but I did it. But it helped me to love myself. It helped me to receive the love that God had for me in the midst of that. Because I'm telling you, it was a romantic excursion as Divine held my hand. As Divine let me know that I was okay. Like, I know you about to go do that, but listen, hey, look, you got about 15 minutes and I'm going to see you in the boardroom. We're going to sit down and get back to this work we doing. It's okay. It's okay, baby. And the same energy, the same love, the same space, the same vibe, the next day, God was right there. Divine was right there as I did my meditation, revealing things to me. And I talk about it in Goal of the Soul, where the Spirit said to me, in order to heal, you're going to have to go deeper into the pain. I know. What? Now, what you say now? In order to heal, you're going to have to go deeper into the pain. You got to get down to the nitty gritty. So the Spirit began to show me things that, it broke me even more. Gave me wisdom and insight, divine insight of things that were clear in front of me, but I denounced as true because I couldn't believe it could be true. Maybe you don't believe it could be true that it's over. Maybe you don't believe that it's true that you need to release that attachment if it's a person. Maybe that's not what you are willing to believe. You just can't believe that. What? But yeah, the end of the cycle is there. 11 is very clear too. You have protection. Your gifts are protected. Your journey is protected. Trust how you've been guided, because there's good times that are coming right in front of you. And there's good luck. The spirit guides. Progress, justice is being served on your behalf. You are on the right track. Spiritual guides are supporting and encouraging you to give your best effort. Success is within your reach. Stay observant of your surroundings and communicate clearly. Trust that everything will fall into place as it should, just as we just brought out here. It's all falling into place. Somebody has to let go of you holding on to anger towards, even if it's that thing, anger towards a person, anger towards a thing. You could be angry at yourself because you're doing this thing and you can't seem to stop. I want you to see yourself stopped and stop trying to manipulate every moment in time and control the space and time on the way to completion of it. Just stop. Just see it stopped. Embrace that reality as your truth. And stop trying to control every step of the way. Stop trying to, you go control every step of the way. We're not doing that. I already said it. Okay, I'm going to be done. And then love on yourself. Love on yourself. Some people you got to love from a distance. This thing here, you'll be done loved it from a distance pretty soon. Stay in high vibes. Stay in high vibes. There's a lot that can take place, especially in spiritual warfare, guys, that if you are not in a high frequency, intentionally so. And yes, sometimes it has to be an intentional effort, because what you're feeling inside is quite the contrary of a high vibe. You want to cut a head off. That's what you really feel like doing, but you're not going to do that because you're going to stay positive. You're going to get back there. You've forgotten. You forgot who you were. You're where I was. I had forgotten who I was. Literally, hearing who I really am was just like, oh my God, I can't do this. This is just overwhelming for me. 2121, it says energy level. We just said that. I didn't even realize this was here. High vibes and energy levels. Your energy levels. Prosperity, harmony, journey, patience, discipline, focus, trust. The day you've been waiting for is on its way. Maintain your discipline as you move closer to your ultimate goal. There's no need to overextend yourself. Guard your energy to stay focused. Your efforts will pay off. Remember, it's a climb, not an elevator ride. Okay, there you go. There you go. You can't trust everybody. Another thing I wrote in the book, a wise one. Now you listen to me real good here. It's a wise one that realizes that just because it quacks like a duck doesn't mean it's a duck. It may have just learned the language. Just because it quacks like a duck, it doesn't mean it's a duck. It may have just learned the language. I wrote that in The Goal of the Soul. It's one of the quotes there. Moments of wisdom and time that God gives you when you spend that special time with divine. Your feeling of enabling. Don't go back in that room. If you're in a relationship, don't go back in that room again. Stop trying to figure every crick and cranny out, as my mother used to say. Stop. Stop trying to figure it all out. Some of those rooms are the negative spaces that you've created in your mind. The negative spaces, those are rooms too. Those are the most detrimental rooms. Those are those rooms that can make or break you. Stop trying. Don't take yourself back into that vortex. Every time you make a decision in your life, when you make a decision in your life, you are entering a room. Every decision is a new room. Every decision is a new room. Some rooms you enter, you can't just come right out. Some rooms you enter, you're gonna be in there for a minute. Now you got to go through something to get, got to come jump over some hurdles and do this and that just to get out of the space that you walked up in. And some areas you're blessed where you can go in that room, I don't want to be here, turn around, hit that door, get on up out of there real quick. But that's not always the case. So you have to be careful and intentional about the decisions that you make and how you choose to roll in your mind. Because whether you are willing to accept it or not, now this is very true. And I'm going to tell you, it's very true. And although it be very true, some people say, well, the law of attraction. If I just think it, it's just going to be it. Because we don't want the process. We want a microwave effect. Now, that is true. When you think it, it will be it. But see, because of certain rooms that we've walked in, there are some people, some of you are in some areas that you must go through something before you get out of there. You couldn't just come right on up out of it. You got to go through something. But God, so long as you have a great intention to be guided, divine is going to guide you every step of the way. There are entities, energies in the positive realm that are fighting for you, and in the negative realm that can't stand you. Okay, so you have to walk forward knowing that truth, not allowing for it to hold you back, but walking forward in the acknowledgement of the truth and the awareness of your surroundings. Trust how you're being guided. Stay your mouth off of your scenario, and you talking too much to the people in your life. Love them, and some of you got to leave them, and some of them you don't have to leave them, but you got to leave them out your business. Keep them out of your business. Although some people may have a great intent, there are more people that are ignorant to the truth than those who are not ignorant to the truth. So when you're dealing with your family and your friends and you're talking about your relationship and you're talking about, they don't even know. And it's not like they don't want to know for some of them. Not everybody is a hater, but don't put it past the family. Blood don't make, listen, blood carry entity attachments too that are not for you. ChatGPT, you don't even be talking to ChatGPT about all your business. When it comes to relationships, don't get it twisted. Divine is divine. So you need to enter that vortex of truth. That's how you can trust. Choose to be guided in that way. Your mouth. Some of you have put your mouth on your business to the wrong person that's smiling in your face. That's your blood. It could be your blood, your sibling, your children, anybody. But it doesn't mean that not everybody is trying to manipulate, but there are those who do for their own insecurities, their own fears, and their own things that they got going on. But then there are those that are not doing it for that reason. They don't even know that they're being used because they are low vibrational, and maybe that's all they've ever known. Let's be real. Mama, daddy, for centuries we've been walking around completely blind and found our hope of our calling in fear. Hell, don't nobody want to go to hell. You know what I'm saying? As it has been said. So not everybody is being mean, but a lot of people don't know. So when you are confiding in ignorance, a room of ignorance, even unbeknownst to them, is the worst kind of ignorance. It's like they don't even know that they got it all twisted. But yet you are going to them for counsel. because of age. That never made no sense. The older you get, either the wiser you become or the more ridiculous you become in your actions. You maintain. If you have not evolved, and evolved is that ego death that you are enabling from somebody or from yourself. No, but this is somebody or something. This is somebody because in the beginning, you are the one that are feeling, you're feeling stuck, but you have everything. And it's because you keep putting yourself back in a room that divine is saying, I need you to detach. I need you to release that. Don't be mad about it. Just release the attachment. Even if it's something within yourself. I had a gentleman on my show one day, the True Purpose Development Show, and I had him on there, and he talked about a process that he created, Joel Young, and he said, this energy of, for example, this energy of addiction is not personal. This pure energy of addiction is not personal, and I am willing to experience it. And at first, I honestly, we had to speak at a forum together one time, and I couldn't understand that. I'm like, I'm not about to hold on to something and say that this is something pure and I want to experience. I don't want to experience anger, or I don't want to experience overeating, or I don't want to, whatever your thing that you're experiencing, I don't want to experience that anymore. But then he gave his testimony of how in time, after he just kept repeating that about his was overeating, he realized out of nowhere, he started eating vegetables when he couldn't normally stand vegetables. He started he would put down the chocolate and go pick up a peanut or something, whatever it was. But in no time, he found himself moving away from that addiction. And it began to pull out all kind of other things that were attached to that addiction. Because you're not just addicted for no reason. There is something that is attached. So I declare that those things are revealed to you so that you can come into the awareness, full awareness and understanding, so that there is healing. So I remember when I started doing that particular affirmation exercise, I remember seeing it in the visual. I imagined walking down a corridor and a hallway, and say, for example, say addiction is a person, and you see addiction walking towards you. If it's somebody that I'm not interested in, I'm not going to, what would I look like? Anyone look like? Let me grab addiction, fight with addiction, and tear it down to the ground and do all of this stuff, when all I had to do was acknowledge the fact that addiction is walking down the hall, is getting ready to walk on past me, and I'm on, I'm not, I see you, but go on, do what you're doing. Some things that you're holding on to, it's not even, they didn't even want to come stay with you. They didn't want to stay with you in the first place. They came there, and in passing, you decided to hold on, grip hold of it, go sit down in a coffee shop and have a cappuccino with it, and decided that you were going to stay in the company with it. Now you're up in a room that you don't want to be in, and you're wondering why you find yourself in this feeling of constantly being stuck. But we're good, because we're getting past all that, right? Spirit say, act on your idea. What is the Spirit telling you? Trust in yourself. What is the Spirit telling you? Good fortune is on your side. And with wise judgment, you can achieve your goals. Now is the perfect time to reach new heights. Recognize this pattern and act on your potential. Recognize what it is that you've been doing and let it go. Just let it go. This energy of addiction is not personal. This pure energy of addiction is not personal, and I am willing to experience it and then let it go. See yourself walking on up. Let's let that thing walk on past. No, we can't. You can't sit at my table. I'm not about to go sit at the table with addiction and all of its cousins while they sitting there chilling. I'm not about to do that. I'm gonna let addiction keep it moving, and I'm gonna go ahead and go where I'm going. See, you done walked up in a room that you have to release, whether it's in your mind or in the physical realm. Let it go. What is it that you truly want to see? Remember what I said when I was going through that addiction. I had to acknowledge to myself, yes, this is, and guess what? That was also bringing about certain responses of anxiety and things like that I was not aware that it was a contributing factor at the time. And then later I found out, what? Did I do that? Am I the one causing this while I'm sitting up here thinking something else is causing this anxiety? Yeah, something was causing anxiety. Yes, I was in a spiritual battle and then had to once become a physical battle that the spirit handled. But it was all of that. It was all of that. But see, don't give that stuff any life. That's why it's no comments today. I'm gonna stop doing comments if people can't behave. I'm not here. We're not here for that type of entertainment nor negative energy. You decide. You don't have to do what everybody else does. You don't have to do what everybody else does. You decide how you want to move and groove, baby. And you do your space how you choose to. Oh, Spirit said keep it. How you choose to do your space. You rock how you want to rock it. You stand strong how you want to stand strong. Be real to you. Don't work. Hey, look. Fuck what somebody else talking about. It's your personal choice. Look at that. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? I'm going to say, how do you see yourself? How do you see the truth? What wisdom do they share? What's in front of you? Some people got a whole lot to say. And now listen, do not judge anybody's journey. In terms of relationships, though, consider the source. Consider the source. Okay? Consider the source. Huh. Did we not just say earlier? Keep your mouth shut. You bringing people in your space and they done cause ruckus. You got people that are mad in relationships. They're mad because somebody lied to them because they're thinking because it was a relatable source that it was valid material. Yet they couldn't clearly see that person themselves may be messy, may be confused. Their own relationship is not. But yet and still they entrusted them with their information. You don't think that they don't want you to be truly with who you are being called to be in? You want to talk about a fallen angel? There are a lot of people, and we have to raise the vibration and the frequency. So there are a lot of people that are in these relationships bound by toxicity. Toxicity brought you together, right? Find yourself caught up in a room that you wish you could run up out of, and you can't. You just don't think you can run out of it. But this message today is to let you know and confirm what you've been feeling already. Look at that. Keep it real. Look. Release attachments. Keep it real, baby. You know you don't want to be there in the first dang on place. Stop thinking about you got to worry about somebody's feelings. What about your destiny? What about your life? What about the truth that passes all understanding? Amen and amen. What is your truth? If you can't be true to yourself, then who in the world can you be true to? Spirit say, read it in exactly this. You keep your mouth shut off your stuff. Stop putting people in your business. It says, take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowledge. You see other secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. Be quiet. Stop enabling that situation. Some of you put yourself in the room because you were messy at first. Your dark shadow side was messier than a sun gun. Let's just be honest. You were messy as hell. You were messy, okay? So you found your messy self up in some mess. Now that's okay. Now it's time for you to move on. Some of you have really been loving light too, and it was a part of your course so that you can grow and come into the balance. That's what I found myself into. I'm not perfect, as I always share with you, honey. If it's something for real, I'm gonna be the one to tell you, you sure enough right. That's that. This is what I dealt with, and this is the truth. I don't care what none of you think, okay? At all, okay? And I didn't even think I used to care, but then I found out that there was something that I used to care about, because that's how I found myself in the opportunity of depression. That room, I thought you could just will it away. Just be happy and everything's going to be fine. And then I found out later, that's not exactly how that cookie crumbles. I found out that, yes, you can end up in a situation of depression and it be a whole cycle. It could be years. It's so deep. It could be willed upon you. That's why you have, and you have to stay focused and intentional about your life. But in that situation, though, I also came to the truth of me. How did I end up here? Then I thought about it. I was trying to do everything. I was in an area, an environment that I was sacrificing what I know. I know what it takes to do what I need to do. And what I need to do, it takes a lot of sacrifice. And it's usually, it's by myself. I have to do that. But I was not being strong for myself. I was not standing up for myself. I knew sometimes I didn't have the time to do this, that, and the third, but I didn't want to upset anybody. I didn't want to do this, that, and the third. No, I didn't want to do that. I was trying to hold on to somebody because I felt like they were slipping away, and I wanted to hold on and let them know, no, I'm here. I can do everything. Sent my ass into a depression. I woke up with the chains on like, damn, I think I'm depressed. That's what happened. I woke up one day. I woke up like this, and I was depressed. Little old happy me, was depressed. I had lost myself in the sauce, baby. Lost myself. But as a keeper of secrets, you keep your mouth shut. Back to the story, back to the lecture at hand. You are the creator. You are gifted. A gifted shaman means somebody who is very, very powerful spiritually. You're someone who does it with love and light, with wisdom. God trusts you with your spiritual gifts. Not everybody is trusted with spiritual gifts. And all of us have spiritual gifts who are divine, who are origins of the divine soul. Of a divine soul. In Golden Soul, I talk about all the different ways that souls come and how things have been created in this life. It's not all like what we have been taught. And you're the messenger. This message here, the Spirit is sending you to let go. You're enabling a process also that needs to take place in somebody else's life. We're not willing for them to go through something negative, but it is what it is. Spirit needs you to mind your business. Stay over there up in your business. Mind your business. So that all of whatever needs to happen for whoever can happen. But you can't do that when you thinking you Captain Save-A-Hole and you come and trying to save somebody. Let it go. I'm not in your time. You're going to let it go. You already been really wanting to let it go because you're feeling stuck. And this stuckness got you all messed up. All shook up. It got you really, it's got you feeling some type of way. So the Spirit is saying this is why though. And you know what that why is. Don't beat yourself up if you're dealing with an addiction. Do not beat yourself. Some of you are addicted to the person or the thing. It could be addiction. Don't beat yourself up. Just see yourself in the different space and respect that. Whatever it is that you must go through, you will go through, and you ask God, what am I to experience in this moment now? Let it be, make it plain and clear to me. What am I to experience in this moment now? Lord, whatever your desire is regarding this or that, let it become strongly my desire, and so shall my plans be established and succeed. Amen. And so it is. You are highly intuitive. So you not trusting yourself is all out of pocket, because you really need to. You're highly intuitive. Shaman energy. The shaman energy. Ha! You have a great word. God has given you profound gifts and messages in this lifetime for you to share. Your mess up and or your tragedy is your product for prosperity. You've stepped into your authenticity. Look at that. Your higher calling. You have good luck. Good luck, same thing as blessings. Don't throw your wig back. She said luck. She didn't say blessings. She didn't say blessing. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Oh, so yeah, it is. Look at that. Authentic and freedom on the same thing. You're a singer. Look at that. Sing, sing a song. Make it simple to last the whole life long. Supernatural. Supernatural gifts. Are we not talking about that? Authentic. Being yourself and being willing to be free and to step into the freedom that God has called you to be. See, true purpose, there is an individual soul's true purpose. Your soul came here specifically for a particular reason. And Convos with God, Make It Make Sense is available on Amazon right now. Convos with God, Make It Make Sense, Please is the book with the blue writing. Convos with God, Make It Make Sense, Please. In the back of the book, also, the Spirit led me to put a snippet of the definitions of the soul that are in the Goal of the Soul in more detail. So you are able to see also, and it's going to give you some clarity. The conversations that are in Convos with God are so profound. I listened to somebody the other day, actually on the Diary of the CEO. I think his name is Steven. He asked his guests, he said, if I'm a good person and I really do as I feel I'm supposed to do here and I'm helping people, am I going to go to hell? And that person that he considered an expert told him, yes, he was. He was hell-bound. And then he tried to justify the sense of that because Stephen said he is not a Christian. He doesn't adopt. He's not that. And the guy told him he was going to hell. And that just broke my heart. It broke my heart that right on TV, the guy, told him that he was going to hell. And he was saying, but I'm a good person. And so you think I'm going to go to hell? And says, yeah. So in Convos with God, Make It Make Sense, Please. Divine, this personal dialogue that I had with Divine. Some things, sequences are over time. Some are some divine monologues that have been scripted there that channeled through me. And the other part were my fingers of this questions and answers that were going. First time I asked God to make it make sense to me was I was 11 years old, and I wanted to. I asked God, I was saying to myself as I was in aching pain because someone told me that my destiny was hell because I had done apparently an unforgivable sin, and the adults verified it with scripture and just caused me to hurt. Did that change me? No, I've always been about God, baby. And I say divine. Source energy. That has not been taunted. God is truly love. God is amazing. And God is truth too. Gonna let you know how it really is. Yeah, we created this muck and we're gonna clean it up. That's what God said to me. So I encourage you, it'll really inspire you. It's a love letter from God in there too, where God talks about, oh man, the love that comes through in the book. I mean, many times I cried. Many times I cried as it was just pouring out of me, the messages, and I was in awe about some of the answers. I asked questions that I dared to never ask before in my life because I didn't want to offend God. I didn't want to go to hell. I didn't want to be the one to talk about adding and subtracting away from the word of God, when in fact I came into my consciousness as I was guided through scripture. I said, God, show me, give me right interpretation of this word. I release, I denounce, I decrease and let you increase in me and give me divine wisdom and understanding. And so it was. You can't be scared. God don't want you to be scared of me. It's nothing like you think. God said, I'm nothing like they said I am. You are called to greatness, baby. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve a success. Spirit say, that's it. That's it. You're going to easily get to that success. Listen. Release the attachments. Keep it real. You're not a people pleaser, even though you've been acting in that energy. You're an empath. So you have so much love in your heart. You keep going back. You keep feeding into it. You're telling yourself that that's the reason that you're moving away. But I am telling you, there's an energy that you're holding on to. There's a room that you've walked into that divine is saying it's time for you to release it. Step into your freedom. Being authentic is the highest level of energy. Being authentic and real is the highest form of energy. And divine is saying it's time for you. Release those attachments, baby. I've enjoyed this time. I'm so glad we had this time together. I'm so happy that we could share. And if you would, I would appreciate a love comment. And don't forget to go get Convos with God. Make it make sense, please. I'll put the link of Amazon in the description box for all of you to get. I'm telling you, it will definitely provoke conversation, that's for sure, and also inspire and change and validate some things that some of you have known within yourself. You've actually known it. Convos with God, Make It Make Sense, Please, by Dr. Princess-Odilia. You already know. You knew something wasn't right. Some of it is wow. It's an attachment to an old belief system that has you stuck. You stuck in the way that you've been thinking. Scared about what people are going to think when you walk away from it. I don't know why the pastor, what was his name? Pastor something Price, I think his name was. He had come out, I think it was 2009. He had come out and did something that was really wild in the religious world, and man, he was so ostracized. It was just bad. It was just all bad, right? Well, yeah, you may feel like, I don't know if I should do this, and what are people gonna think, and I don't know, did I write this in here? Oh, listen, pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your, maybe I didn't write it down in here. Pay attention to your dreams. And I want you to go ahead and take the opportunity to write down whatever your dreams are. Share it to get more insight. Whatever you feel it's very important, write down even in scripturally it says, tell a dream as a dream. So I want you to write it down, everything in detail, your dream, and put it in Google. Ask for the spiritual meaning and interpretation of your dream, but write it down in detail, like what happened. Be very mindful of what comes across. Take what resonates and leave the rest. That's with anything. Remember, life is all energy. Life is all energy. Everything is energy. Everything. You can program, you can do whatever you want, but energy is energy. We'll talk about that later because I got something to say. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the loves and the likes. I love you so much, so much. Don't forget. Yes. And so much is coming up for the 4th of July. I'm not going to make this an infomercial. I do want you to go get the book. Don't wait nor delay. The Spirit told me I had to release it. I was trying to wait for a certain date, and the Spirit was like, no. This one here, do it now. Like, whatever is whatever. So it's edition 1. Do it now and release it. So that's what I did. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Remember, I choose to be guided. And something you should remember for the day. Just because it quacks like a duck doesn't mean it's a duck. It may have just learned the language. Peace. I love you. Bye.